So let's see what we can do with i-Vertix log management. So I want to go with you before we see the live system or a demo system. Let me say, I want to share with you some information about to some slides. So why log management? It's critical, or it's important for you or for your customers, especially now or for the future. So as you know, the regulatory requirements, they are increasing constantly. So you need they will ask for systems like log management, but also other systems. From the other side, you have a growing volume of logs from your systems. And when I speak about your systems, I have not only in mind your Windows and Linux systems, but or servers, but also logs from network device, from storages, from applications, from systems in the cloud, and so on. So you have tons of logs with a lot of different sources, and this is let me say a big issue. Then also on these logs, maybe you can see also security information and so on. So it should be also, let me say, a huge impact on security. And always, I think also the auditing effort or the auditing requirements that you will have or that your organization needs to fulfill, because I don't know, NIS2 or other things will have a big impact on your organization. And with this kind of systems, you can have a lot of benefits. So normally, probably your daily challenges that you have in the IT department, or so in your company, or you as the system integrator, you will see it from your customer side. So you know that they have normally the logs are stored completely decentrally, so across different systems and so on. You don't have retentions, let me say, that maybe will fulfill your needs and so on. So this should be normally quite difficult then to see the logs, to analyze the logs, to have some effort from them. And this is what normally you will challenge probably every day. And only to remind you, logs like you have on every Windows machine, like on the Windows Event Viewer, the logs are there, but let me say it's quite impossible, or it's quite difficult and to work with this kind of logs or with this kind of, let me say, instruments. So how we can resolve this problem? So with i-Vertix, we can centralize all your logs from all your different sources, let me say. So also, don't forget, we can also do this not only on IT and applications, but also maybe of your OT devices, if you have it, or devices that are coming from, let me say, also smart cities, smart whatever. So everything that produce logs, normally we can handle, or we can integrate it. We can visualize them, let me say, in a very efficient way, so you can work with them. You will see graphically. This is what we see then on the demo. I will give you then some example. You have a long-term archivation if you need. So you can decide how many weeks, months, years you need to save these logs for compliance, for security reasons or whatever. So and we guarantee also the log integration. That means every log that we save for long-term archivation, they will have also signed by certificates and signed by a timestamp authority. So that means we know, or you have the proven, or you can prove that the log was not modified. We have also log parsings, and you can, for custom log sources, we can have custom rules, custom log parsing. So it's quite simple normally to integrate logs into the solution. Today we will not speak too much about security. So I don't know, maybe some of you have just a SIEM insight, or maybe has SOC as a service. But the message here is only if you need, or if you have the needs, the i-Vertix log management can be also transformed into a SIEM solution. That means it's another kind of license, obviously, but then you have also a lot of functionalities that allow you to use the solution also from the security perspective as a fully SIEM solution if you need. One of the things that, probably you will also have a daily, not request, but things that you need to fulfill all the compliance governance. So this is normally a huge argument. So you need to fulfill maybe GDPR requests. You need to fulfill NIS2 requests and so on. With i-Vertix, we support different frameworks. So as you can see, not only GDPR, but also some other international standard. This could be also important for you if maybe you work with, in the automotive, for example, it's quite common if you work with US-based companies, then you need to fulfill different other of them frameworks. So it's something that you can have these features also using i-Vertix. On the other side, the NIS2, I know the argument we are discussing since, I don't know what, from my perspective, 2 years or longer about NIS2. Now NIS2, it's live, let me say. So it's not only, let me say, it will come, but now it's there. So the different governments have released on the laws. So you need, which is regarding, which has the need to fulfill NIS2. They had a lot of things to do, and here with i-Vertix you can you can fulfill different aspects regarding NIS2, as you can see. So we can guarantee the transparency, data traceability. So to have every recording inside the system searchable, and then we have incident detection if you need, so to detect suspicious pattern or whatever in your data, in your network traffic or whatever. You can have audit. So you can have you have the database. You can create your reports or your dashboards to fulfill your audit requirements, and you can reduce also a lot of manual work that normally you will have. This also is an important thing about NIS2. Let me say, it's not only compliance, it's not only security. The solution could be work also in your daily work, because in the solution, in the data that we will manage, there is a lot of value, a lot of additional value. As you know, we have also monitoring system, but on the monitoring system, we will monitor, I don't know, if this sensor, if this interface, whatever, if the CPU, it's working fine. Here we work on a completely other level. So once we can also bring inside the monitoring events, for example, into the solution, but here you can you can see information from your systems that allows you to find to do analysis that are completely different. So we give you the possibility to have, let me say, it's named, normally Gartner named it as observability platform. So that means when you think about the classical monitoring, so that you have from us or maybe from another solution. So it's like you can see here the sensor that reports the fire, and yeah, the sensor, boom, it's on, and we have an alert that we have a fire, so we know something. Yeah, it happened, and we need to check this. What will give you observability in addition? Observability is here to give you the cause why we have the issue, why we have the fire. So why maybe this service is not more working, why maybe on the network device we had a reboot and so on. And so this will give you the cause about the problem. And this is a quite important step forward also in your daily operational business, let me say. Great. So I want to quickly now finish here with the slides. So let's go deep inside the solution. I will remember you only if you are not doing, follow us on LinkedIn or follow us or subscribe on our newsletter if you need. So you will get also information about the new webinars and the new events that we will offer to you. But I think now I try to share my screen and I will show you a demo system. So I cannot show you a real system here because about of privacy and a lot of other issues, it's not possible. But I will show you a demo system that we have here inside on our, let me say, office. We have there limited sources, limited data, but we have Windows, we have Linux, syslocks, we have Office 365, we have a firewall, and so on. So it should be enough to show you the concept, to show you what you can do, and how it works. So this is the web GUI. Here, for example, we are. You can see here, for example, the overview about what's on your Windows log. So Windows event logs. Here you can see we have only 3 systems inside. One of them, it's my PC or my laptop, which I used at the moment to do this webinar with you. So this is then also, we will see how this will work. So here you can see a main overview. For example, here also we can see from which channels, from which Microsoft event log channels we will have the logs. So you can see here there are different channels. So we have not only the security channel, but also maybe the PowerShell channel. That's important when you will see which PowerShell will be executed, and in this case not only the PowerShell that you execute through a PowerShell console, but also from all of your applications, tasks, and whatever. So every PowerShell execution will be automatically there. So the data here, as I told you, it's there in real life, so not in real life, in real time. So the system, it's automatically always up to date. You can select here through the time picker which time window or which time frame you want to show. And for example, now I could say, or I could go there and I can see here, for example, someone has installed a new software. So I click on this, the solution will apply the filter. And now you can see, so here's the event. So here you can see this is an event on my computer. So yesterday, this was yesterday evening, as you can see, I installed the agent that allows to my computer to send the logs here on the system. For Windows, this is mandatory to have an agent because otherwise the Windows event logs will not go inside the system. But for a Linux, for other system, maybe it's only enough to configure the system to forward the logs and so on. So, for example, I try to show you the example of a file audit, because file audit, it's a common reason why file audit could be important for you, because for some governance, for NIS2, maybe you need to know who is changing which files, who is assessing which on outside of your, let me say, of your environment. So I need to try to connect here, for example, on my computer, a USB key. So let's see if we can see it. So here, as you can see here, I have now a USB key on my computer, and now I try to copy. I try to copy a file directly from my computer or from, let me say, from my computer here to the USB key. So as you can see now, I have copied this file here, book2. I can open the file, so it's a CSV. So this is what here the file contains. So I can change, I can write, I can save, I can close, I can do operations on the file. If I go here, for example, on the file audit tab, so this is a tab where we have a dashboard to show you, let me say, all the information regarding the file audit here from Windows systems. And so now you can see that here, for example, you can see that on this computer, this user, that's me, using the Explorer from Microsoft, I have copied this file on the key. And then here you can see that using Notepad++, I have modified the file. And I can then also see if someone has changed the file or someone has deleted the file, moved the file, whatever. So all the operations will be tracked automatically. And as you can see this on my computer, so this is a client, let me say, so you can manage who is copying something on a remote storage. And this is not only then a USB key, but this could be also, I don't know, someone is connecting his smartphone and copy data on the smartphone, for example, or on a disk, so external disk or whatever. All this information you can see there. Another nice thing that you can do, for example, is, let me say, I try to give you an example. So I open here on my computer. Oh, it was on the other screen, so I hope now you can see it. A CMD, a command prompt. And now I can try to, I don't know, to NS lookup for Google, and I can ping something. So I can do some commands, okay? So also these are informations that will be tracked depending on your, let me say, auditing policies. So if we go, for example, here on the security tab dashboard, here, for example, you can see that we are here displaying all the processes and parent processes that on a, let me say, that on the systems will be started. So as I have started here with the CMD, so also here now you can see I have here done my ping. I have here done my NS lookup, and if I click on the NS lookup, I can see here the record. So I can see, so I have executed NS lookup, and here we can see the parent process, and this will give us the information that NS lookup was started inside the command prompt CMD. So I can also filter for them and check so which commands I have launched in the last time. So you can see here, for example, there was different command launched. So you can see here also my NS lookup, and this is probably something that was done also here by me. So to connect. And so these are all information. These are still also information that it's an example what you can do also to check it on the security level. And this means also you have the possibility to see what processes are running on your systems, or maybe to check if you have some strange process on your systems. You can filter for them, but you can also, if you like, create them some rules to have then alerts on this kind of maybe of events. So as we have not here. A lot of things here are, let me say, empty, because here this security dashboard here normally shows a lot of information regarding your Windows Active Directory, and in our example here, no Windows Active Directory is there, so we don't have the data to fulfill. But also here we can see remote desktop data. So that means here, for example, we can see that this user administrator has connected to this server using using a remote desktop connection here 2 times. So, or if I do it again, then I will have a new registration. You can see here also from different IP addresses. So both are ours. So this is, let me say, probably my internal IP address that I have now, and this is a VPN address from our side. But you can see also, for example, this information will be gated, or then you can check login failures, analyze login failures, and so on. Let's see how this will work with Office 365, for example. So this is a test tenant that we have on Microsoft side. So there are not so many data, let me say, but you can see here we will gather all logs from the different provider that Microsoft 365 will record. Here the different providers depends on your subscription, and depends also what kind of application or what kind of provider you will use. But for example, I can go now here inside, for example, in the Office 365, in the SharePoint events, I can filter for my name, and now I can see what I have done on SharePoint in the last 24 hours. So you can see just here a lot of different informations. So I have done modified on file, I have accessed on a lot of files, and so on. So here we have it inside, and we can see it. So you will see here also that, for example, I have created a share. So that means I have shared a file with someone. So also here you can see we have all the informations, again, Office 365, about SharePoint, OneDrive, Exchange, Teams, and so on. Also, all the Azure Active Directory. So in the Azure AD, all the authentications and so on will be done. And for example, if we look on our authentication side, so here you can see the authentication pen that we offer to you. So this is a dedicated dashboard to check all the authentications on the different systems. And here you can see we have authentications in the last 24 hours done on 4 hosts, 36 different users, different events here from log off, log in, and failed log on. So here we can see we have some authentication on Palo Alto Firewall, Office 365, and Microsoft Windows. Here the most are regarding Palo Alto, as you can see. I can also show you. So for example, you can see here, this is our internal address. So I can try to do an authentication using SSH. I don't know if I remember the password. Let's see. Yeah. So now I have done an authentication on our system. Let's refresh here the information. We don't have inside information from our system. Oh, yeah, could be strange, but maybe this is not set up in the right way here, the demo system. So maybe we will not work with the data by itself. So this is something that we need to check. But yeah, otherwise you should see here then also SSH. Let's see who is failing access, and you can see here we have some authentication issues here on Palo Alto and on Office 365, and you can see here the details. So here probably, let me say, if we look on the Palo Alto, probably here someone is trying to connect here through our VPN, and as you can see here, they will fail, hopefully. So this is something that will happen. Someone will always try to attack you, and that's normal. But also, if you look on the failed authentication on Office 365, so here we can see we have also here some failure and so on. I tried to give you an example also what you can see, for example, from your firewall. So it depends on the firewall, obviously. In our case here, I show you some information from our Palo Alto firewall that we have in the office here. So here you can see that, we have one firewall, the amount of traffic from the last 24 hours. You can see here a lot of different IP addresses. So it's on a firewall, I think, quite normal. So you have a lot of source and destination IPs. So let's see, for example, what is my IP? So this is here my IP address for my computer. Let's see what I have done in the last hour or so on traffic on the from let me say from this perspective, from the firewall perspective. So you can see here now one source address, 1,700 destinations. So you can see here the top destinations. So as you can see here, the top applications that I have done. So also here, what was traffic that was allowed, traffic that the firewall has blocked through rules, and so on. And let's see. So you can see here, I have done some Teams, I have done some web by YouTube. Here, this link, it's still, I think, Teams. So I'm a heavy Teams user. So these are the categories that the firewall has inside. These are not categories from our side. So the firewall is working on a level 7. So he recognized the applications, and maybe if you have done a FortiGate, the categorizations are then maybe different, but the concept is still the same, let me say. So you can see here also, I have a lot of traffic regarding Microsoft using here probably Teams. So this should be more or less Teams traffic, let me say. I can also see here on which countries my traffic is, let me say, you can see around the world. So why now here I have some traffic in this region? So it could be maybe strange, or here I have something in Finland. So let's check what this can do, what kind of traffic this is. And so we can also, for example, here create a filter on the map. So now I have done a geographical filter, and you can see now, so we have some traffic here done in Japan, Taiwan, and South Korea, always from my IP here, let me say. Here we can see the different, the traffic here was also low. So here you can see the single events that this was still traffic that I have done regarding these regions. So as I can see, I have done also a ping, for example, here to this IP address. I don't remember more why, but you can see it's there. So I have done it. Or let's see what we can otherwise see. So if we remove all the filters, you can see, for example, here that we had a lot of traffic here to Aruba. So why we have this huge amount of traffic to Aruba, this is also quite easy to check. So we can filter for the autonomous system. So now we will see here again in the conversation partner, so that mostly or 100% of this traffic to Aruba, it's produced from this IP address. And we have here these ports and so on. And if we I go to the allow traffic. So so now we have here the events, and here, for example, you can see this. We have a lot of traffic here to this port. Let me say the reason is quite easy. So this is our internal monitoring system. And here we are doing constantly on a speed check to measure how good is our internet line, or better, not how, if what we have buy it from our, let me say, contractor is delivered. So this is the reason why, for example, here in the last 24 hours we had the traffic about 110 gigabytes of data to Aruba. So as you can see, it's quite easy, it's quite easy to use the system. You can do full text search. You can everything here. It's, let me say, it's something that you can filter. You can filter, drill down to the events, drill down to what you need. And with the new version that now we will release, you will have also inside the system a lot of predefined rules. For Windows, for example, there are more than 2,000 rules that you can activate to have alerts when something will happen. So then it's up to you to activate some rules that are coming from our system. You can also define your own rule. For example, if I have traffic to a certain country, I want to have an alert or something like that. So then this is up to you how you want to configure the system. But this is also something that you will have now also this kind of functionality on the log management version, and not only on the enterprise version. On the enterprise version, then you will have a lot of other features to have a machine learning, anomaly detection, and so on. But this is out of scope of today.